All right, we're back, and we got an interesting one for you today. This is the Nickelback albums ranking. We're doing this because a listener on YouTube named Speedblazer99 requested me to about 3 months ago. And Nickelback has been described as post-grunge, hard rock, pop rock, alternative metal, new metal, heavy metal, and grunge. And you're probably thinking, what the hell, Coach Plyo guy? You just did a Genesis ranking video. Why are you doing Nickelback? I know it's a little bit, it's kind of unusual for me, but it works, okay? The core of Nickelback is Chad Kroeger. He's guitar and vocals. Ryan Peake is lead guitar, and Mike Kroeger is bass, and he's also Chad's brother. The drummer seat changes, but the long-term drummer is Daniel Adair, starting in 2005 to present times. He's the long-term drummer. Let's talk about Nickelback's fandom and history. These guys are much maligned, and I can't figure out why. Somehow they became a punching bag. It's easy for people to punch down because they're insecure and they need to bully people for whatever reason. It makes them feel good. Then they feel accomplished. Like I did something that took little effort and I feel good about it, like punching down and insulting Lars Ulrich, kind of like that. People like to do that. It's easy to do, and the snowball keeps getting bigger and bigger as it rolls downhill. I think it just became a popular thing to just think about all the times you thought Nickelback sucks and to hurt somebody's feelings, and you said it out loud. Well, anyway, Nickelback works for me. I can enjoy it. It's harmless. It's fast tempo. They have super duper formulaic template for metal, hard rock, classic rock, and big ballads that they follow for songwriting and song arrangement. It's rinse and repeat. They have a few acoustic-y type ballads that work, like Rockstar or whatever. Acoustic-y, And Nickelback helps me pick up my energy in the same way that Kiss does. And it's great to listen to on walks, even if I rarely do it. Let me just frame. I'm not like a daily listener of Nickelback. It's like just pops up once in a while. So sometimes I'll just pull it out on rare nights and it works. Okay, and they're a funnier, punchier version of modern Kiss to me. That's kind of how I think of them. And I think I've talked about the reasons why I like Kiss, so I don't have to go into that. But you can hear all their influences in the music for Nickelback and visually see it on stage, like Metallica. The way Chad stands there, kind of like he's got that menacing, wide leg, crouch, haunch, kind of like James Hetfield. It sounds like Led Zeppelin, Alice in Chains, a little doomy. It can be the Eagles, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Ozzy, Black Sabbath, ZZ Top, and these are some of the people that you see in the Rockstar video. And they've toured with Bush, Seether, Jerry Cantrell, Daughtry, Bon Jovi, been on stage with Creed, Kid Rock, Seether, Hinder, Papa Roach, 3 Days Grace, all these 2000 acts. And they even played at Sturgis. And that seems to be a big part of their audience. And I have the Blu-ray of the Nickelback at Sturgis concert. And it's pretty good to listen to. And so don't get insulted or butthurt. It's a Nickelback ranking video. Put on a helmet. Enjoy the show, put on your big boy pants, and don't worry about it. If you don't want to listen, don't listen, but it's fine. I'm going to go from worst to first. This is subjective. There's no right or wrong answers, and I only consulted myself and the music for the answers. This is all about me and you learning about me and what I like, and sometimes this is about what I think is the best, but sometimes it becomes, what is my favorite, or which works the best for me, or even which are the ones that I've listened to the most. Because if those are the ones that I like to listen to, then that must say something about where it ranks in my ranking list. So I didn't factor in any other rankings or lists or Rolling Stone or All Music or sales or whatever. This is just about me. So you're learning about me. Okay, all good. All right, this is okay. So no greatest hits. No live album, no live stuff, no compilations, no nothing. It's just the proper 10 Nickelback studio albums. Okay, ready? Here we go. Hot. Number 10, The State. This is the second Nickelback album, September 1st, 1998. Maybe I haven't listened to it enough, but to me, this is the album I reach for the least. and there's no incentive for me to pick it up and listen. It kind of muddles along. It's not too compelling, but it's like a sophomoric slump. But the deal here, Ryan Vikadal, I think that's how you say it, Vikdal. He's replaced Brandon Kroger on the drums. This album misses the mark for me, although it has some good moments. By the way, when I say worst song or best song, you know, what I really mean is which do I like the least. But I kind of use that interchangeably. But I'm not saying it's the worst song or the best song, because I could say the best song is not Highway to Heaven or Highway to Hell or whatever, or Stairway to Heaven, and then you'd be like, oh, whatever. It is, if I say worst song, I just mean my least favorite song. Okay, One Last Run, or Cowboy Hat, I guess. Maybe these songs work better live, but they don't come across as strong to me in listening to this. And the best song is maybe Leader of Men. That's the lead single from the album. The opening track, Breathe, is okay. And it starts strong, and digging this sounds like a Nickelback song. But to me, this is my least favorite album, and my better half disagrees with me, but that's okay. We can be happily married. Number 9 is No Fixed Address, November 14th, 2014. What's the deal here? This is the album that doesn't sound like a Nickelback album. They changed up their formula and included a disco song and some dance and R&B elements to add some flavor. It doesn't really work for me, but they get an A for effort and for trying something new. It just doesn't work. All bands do this, and that's okay. Yes did 90125. Rush did Hold Your Fire and Snakes and Arrows. Metallica did Load and Reload, and even the Black Album was a big change for Metallica. King Crimson did Discipline and Beat, and Pink Floyd did The Final Cut, and Danzig did Danzig 5. I actually like Danzig 5, but Korn did The Path of Totality, and Tiny Music by STP. Remarkably, Alice in Chains doesn't go off track. They rock. But Nickelback, they got off the tracks here. The worst song, Got Me Running, featuring Flo Rida. It's R&B flavored, has a weird non-Nickelback rhythm to it, and What Are You Waiting For is pretty lame, and She Keeps Me Up, that's the disco song. I actually kind of like the disco song, for what it's worth, but it's their Kiss Dynasty moment, I Was Made for Loving You. It's actually even a better song than that. I should have named it as one of their worst songs, but it's I'm kind of curious, the hardcore Nickelback fans out there, do you like the disco song She Keeps Me Up? The best song is Million Miles an Hour or Edge of Revolution. Those are the first two songs. Both have ripping grooves. And but you can hear what I'm talking about right away in those first two songs. It's just a different kind of Nickelback album. So to me, A for effort, but number 9. Number 8, let's go with Curb from May 1996. The deal here, this is the debut Nickelback album with Brandon Kroger on drums. I think he's the cousin. I think that's how that works. Is Chad and Mike are brothers, and then Brandon is the cousin. This album has a more grungy feel for a Nickelback album. I mean, it's 1996, so is it the start of post-grunge era of music, perhaps? Maybe. I don't know who actually gets credit, but that's what I hear. And the worst song, or my least favorite, is, I suppose, a song called Where. Doesn't do anything for me. I don't like Chad's vocals in Where, and it's not a terrible song, but track 8, Fly, sounds like a Nirvana song, like it could be on a Nirvana album, actually. The best song, or my favorite, is Little Friend. I think that's the first one. Ba-da, ba-ba-da, da-da, da-da, da-da. It's got a good start. At track 2, Pusher. Dun, da-da-da-dun. Dun, da, 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 da. That's what Pusher does. Curb is also Curb, the title track, is also a good track. And track 9, Just for Works, that Just For, F-O-U-R, like the number 4. That one works too. And really simple album cover too. So Curb, yeah. Where are we? Number 7. We're rolling along. Number 7 is Feed the Machine, 2017. Feed the Machine, to me, when I listen to it, is the true follow-up to Here and Now from 2011. And this is the one, this is actually after No Fixed Address. So the best song on it, it sounds more like a Nickelback album. And so it's like they went on a course correction. That's kind of how I think about it. The worst song is After the Rain. It's kind of a forgettable ballad. The best song is Feed the Machine, the title track. It's also the first track. Nickelback likes to put a banger as their first track. I kind of like that. I kind of like that they start their albums fast and hard and heavy. Then probably Coin for the Ferryman's pretty good. That's the second track. They do that a lot. They put 2 really good tracks back to back to start the album. Song on Fire is one of their good ballads. And I like the album cover. It's kind of like, I don't know what this is, but doesn't it look like The Matrix? Like, I always wondered what that meant, but Feed the Machine, number 7. Number 6, let's do Get Rollin' from 2022. The deal here is this is the newest Nickelback release. I got it last year anyway, so it's new to me. The worst song is Does Heaven Even Know You're Missing or Tidal Wave. This album's pretty uneven. Like, these first 5 albums are they have problems. At least what I mean by these bottom 5 albums, I should say, in my rankings list. They're all a little bit uneven. So the best song on here is Skinny Little Missy, which is is that the first one? Oh, it's the second song. That's probably the best song. San Quentin is the first song. That's probably the next best one. And Vegas, probably pretty Skinny Little Missy is my favorite. But they kind of went, kind of anti-Nickelback here. This is one of those cardboardy. It's not a jewel case. This is the only one that's not a jewel case, and they went all California theme, or at least West Coast with the big van. What is that, like a Ford E350? I don't know what that is. No, it can't be. It's a dually. I don't know. It's a van and a dually with that classic stripe on it. So it's got a California style Nickelback license plate on the back, but they're just I guess they've gone rogue. Get rolling. Now, when we get into the top 5, to me there's a separation, and the top 5 albums are clearly better than the bottom 5 albums. When I first made the list, I was on a flight a couple weeks ago, and I had a different list, and then after listening to the records, I had to move some stuff around. So one of the ones I moved back was number 5, Here and Now, from 2011. It's less poppy than Dark Horse, has some punch to it. At first, I had it higher in the list, probably 4. But anyway, what's the deal here? This album is loaded with good songs for Nickelback. I don't think these guys are up there with Pink Floyd and Yes and King Crimson, but it's a different scale. But for Nickelback, there's a bunch of good songs on here, and it's a perfect follow-up to Dark Horse. The worst song is probably Midnight Queen. It's not a bad tune, it's just not one of my favorite rockers. And then the best song is Gotta Get Me Some. Gotta Get Me Some is one of their, it's like my go-to Nickelback song. It's so funny. It has a really big it has a really big charging lead riff and rhythm, and I just think Chad Kroeger at times writes really hilarious songs. I mean, really funny, almost like Gene Simmons level, and that's why I like it. There's a bunch of good ballads on this album too. I mean, good Nickelback ballads. So, Try Not to Love You, Holding On to Heaven, Everything I Want to Do, Don't Ever Let It End. Don't Ever Let It End is a great way to end a Nickelback album. But all these tunes on here are pretty good. This Means War, Bottoms Up. And then I think the lead single was When We Stand Together. I remember they played it at a football game. I think the Packers were playing the Lions on Thanksgiving or something. And they got booed in Detroit. And this is probably the peak of people hating Nickelback, but I don't care. I remember watching it. Here and Now. Let's put it at number 5. Okay, number 4. Number 4 is Dark Horse, November 2008. Chad Kroeger has a real gravelly voice. And he must have some kind of effect on it, some studio effect. This one has a different producer too. Matt Muttling did this one. It's punchy. It's got a real punchy songwriting and production. I had a good stage of this album around 2013-ish, I want to say. 2012, 2013. I was listening to it a lot, especially before and after P90X workouts. I quite enjoy it for a Nickelback album. The worst song is probably SEX Sex. Especially when the boys were little, I would skip it. You know, if we were listening to it in the car, I would just skip the... But it's not even a good song. It's like... I guess I was trying to protect my kids when they were young, but, you know... I wasn't missing anything by skipping it. The best song is Something in Your Mouth or Never Gonna Be Alone, which is a ballad. Shaking Hands. Shaking Hands is hilarious. Something in Your Mouth is hilarious. Today Was Your Last Day is a good, that must have been a single because it has a single kind of vibe to it. But Dark Horse, I like it. Number 4, you got an upside down horseshoe, and I don't know, is that an N and a B in there? I guess. So let's do that one, number 4. Now, the next 3 albums are all better than Dark Horse. To me, there's a difference in sound quality, probably due to production and songwriting. And these 3 albums go together like they're a sequence. They're fairly interchangeable, really, too, like songwriting-wise. The band has developed a formula for getting good riffs and grooves and making them fun, listenable, accessible songs. And so that's why these are my top 3. Number 3, The Long Road, September 2003. The deal with this one, for a while I thought this was going to be the number 1 as I captured the rankings. I did I made the list and I had this at number 1 for a while. This album didn't get the sales and accolades of number 1 and 2 on the list, but it's just as worthy. To me, it's just as worthy. Really excellent for Nickelback. And, this is the Nickelback scale, so when I say excellent, I mean it for Nickelback, it's excellent. And I think it's funny, for The Long Road, the album covers a bridge, where for Curb, Curb has a road, and The Long Road has a bridge, and maybe this one should have had the road, okay? Anyway, the worst song is Someday. It's a rewrite of How You Remind Me. All bands do that. They rewrite songs. Pink Floyd did it. Rush does it. Everybody does it. I could go on and name all the bands that rewrote all the songs, but I won't bore you with that. The best song is Flat on the Floor. It's the first track. After that, Do This Anymore and Figured You Out. What Nickelback does, they like to put the best 2 songs, 1 and 2. They do that a lot. Then they store some really good ones on the back end. So this album just does a lot, and it's solid from beginning to end. Feeling Way Too Damn Good is like one of those big hero-centric type songs. Believe It or Not is okay. What does that say? Because of you. Yeah. Because of you. Throw Yourself Away, Another Hole in the Head. That one's got kind of a dark lyric to it. And then See You at the Show. This is a very, very good album, and I considered it at number 1. But for now, let's go with number 3 because, when I listened to these back to back, that settled it for me. Okay, number 2, All the Right Reasons, October 2004. What's the deal here? I also considered this one for number 1. Even the ballads on here really work, like Far Away and If Everyone Cares. And again, you got a cool album cover, but you got this old-timey car here. Was that a 50s or a 60s model? And then on a road. This could have been The Long Road or Curb album cover. Or you could have mixed them all up. But All the Right Reasons could have been the bridge. I mean, wouldn't that make more sense if they would have put this? All the Right Reasons should have been the bridge, and then Curb album cover should have been the long road. Anyway, I digress. The ballads here, Far Away, Everyone Cares, works, everything works. The worst song, maybe Next Contestant. Da, 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 da. It's not a bad tune. It's just the worst of the bunch on the album for me. The best songs are Follow You Home, Fight for All the Wrong Reasons, Photograph, Animals works, and Far Away. Photograph is one of those that's one of the songs that Nickelback's really maligned over. There's like a lot of internet memes. There's look at this graph, and then Chad Kroeger holding a graph or what. There's all kinds of silly stuff like that. Like I said at the beginning, they're a punching bag, and that's one of the songs that drags it out. For me, it's an important song. I connect to it. I connect to this album, and it's a pretty good album. It's got Rockstar. If you've ever seen the Rockstar video, it's an iconic video, music video. Got everybody in it, and what else here? If Everyone Cared, that's kind of like a schmupsy ballad. Side of a Bullet Side of a Bullet's kind of a dark lyric too, I think. Man, they do have some darker songs throughout their albums. So especially the Dimebag Darrell song that's on I think it's on Dark Horse, right? But they'll go there. They'll go dark on you. But let's put this one number 2, All the Right Reasons, October 2004. Good album cover. They just put it on the wrong album. Okay, that leaves us at number 1. So number 1 must be Silver Side Up. September 11th, 2001. And the deal here is there's just never a dull moment on this disc. It's the third album. Nickelback has figured out their formula after Curb in the State, and they have momentum and motivation. And How You Remind Me was a hit single, spending 4 weeks at number 1. That's pretty good breakthrough and penetration to number 1, considering. Go look at 2001. Janet Jackson, Alicia Keys, Usher, Mary J. Blige. They dominated the charts in 2001. So that's not exactly a hard rock, heavy metal, big ballad, big 80s style ballad environment, but Nickelback broke through and got onto pop radio. And How You Remind Me is not why this is number 1, though. Well, let's talk about the worst song is Money Bought, which is track 7. It's on the second half. It just kind of there's a bunch of really awesome songs right in a row, and then you get to Money Bought. It's kind of like a clunky. It's not my favorite. It's not a bad tune. It's just the worst of the bunch. The best songs are. It really starts from the beginning, but Never Again, Woke Up This Morning, Too Bad. Too Bad is one of my favorite Nickelbacks. Just For, Hollywood. So those first 6 tracks, including How You Remind Me, How You Remind Me fits in there. But it's just an awesome right 6 in a row. And then after Money Bought, you've got Where Do I Hide, Hangnail, and Good Times Gone. Good Times Gone is a great way to end an album. I just think this is their best album. You might disagree with me, but my wife does. But that's okay. I'm trying to see what... Rick Parashar. I think Rick Parashar, wasn't he one of the Pearl Jam producers? But he got a lot out of them on this. And Silver Side Up, you got to, it's a blue eye with a tear of silver coming out, so it's kind of good. Kind of works. Great album. Picture the band. That's the image. People don't like Chad Kroeger. That's okay. I respect him. That's it. Okay. We made it to the end. What do you think? Should we do the rundown? It wasn't that painful, was it? I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for making a Nickelback rankings video, but That's okay. Let's run down the list. Number 10, my least favorite is The State. By the way, weird album cover too. Is that a little kid in a jail? Whatever. No Fixed Address is number 9. Number 8 is Curb, their debut. Number 7, Feed the Machine with The Matrix. Number 6, Get Rollin'. Number 5, Here and Now. This is where they start getting good. So, number 4 is Dark Horse. I got a personal connection to it. Number 3, The Long Road. And number 2, All the Right Reasons. And then number 1, Silver Side Up. So there you have it. We did a Nickelback rankings video, and I'm glad listeners can make requests like that, like Speed Blazer 99. Thanks for doing that. If you guys have any other requests, I'm happy to dig in. Even if it's something that I don't know, I'll be happy to spend a month listening to their music just to give you guys my opinion. But let's see, what am I going to do next? I decided last night I'm going to do a David Gilmour rankings on his solo work because I can do it. I have it memorized, and he's clearly one of my favorites. So I'm going to do that next. And I want to do a Korn rankings video. I have one issue with that, and admittedly, if there's one Korn album I don't have, and I don't really know it, but I do think it's their worst album anyway, so that's okay. I think it's probably universally their worst album, but I'm going to do David Gilmour next, and then Korn rankings after that. And then, I've got some other things planned. Like I'm still planning the Rick Wright Wet Dream album review. And we got a Genesis one after that. What is it? Probably Duke or something. I don't know what's coming up. So I'll continue rolling down the album review list. But I kind of like doing the ranking videos because it allows me to go back and listen to the whole group's catalog and do that. And that's fun. That's fun for me. And I think it's fun for you guys. So if you have a request, put it in the comments. You can if you like this, you can like it. If you don't like it, pound sand. That's what Luke Thomas would say. If you want to leave a comment. Like and subscribe, comment, and thanks for listening. I appreciate your viewership, and I like interacting with you. So I'm Coach Plow Guy, and I'm out.